Welcome to the Two Guys in a Cooler channel. My name is Eric, and today we're going to be making a cold process soap video utilizing two different techniques. So we got a double feature for you. That is some ice cube buttermilk that we are mixing with some lye, and we're going to set that to the side. I'm having to sift out my titanium dioxide because there was a lot of clumps in it, and I mixed that with a little bit of oil. And these are the micas that we're going to be using. A little gold, a little red, a little green. And what I want to do is I want to soap it about room temperature. So I'm at about 76 degrees in my oils and in my buttermilk. I found this heavy gauge wire on my daughter's bike that she wasn't using, and I went ahead and cut it into two. One I'm going to use to mix. The other, that L shape, I'm going to use that as a swirl tool for my cylinder, which it fits perfectly in there. So just put a little bit of Crisco in the inside of this cylinder and set it to the side. So we're going to go ahead and mix our solutions together. What I'm looking for is a light trace just above emulsification because I want to blend my colors and then have plenty of time to work with the batter. And so I'm going to separate them into 4 cups. My white is going to have the most in it, and then my colors are just going to be split up into thirds so that I can try to end up roughly about the same height. And then all we're going to do is we're going to mix those to combine. And here's the challenge. We want to try to keep the white to the left and the colors to the right. And right off the bat, I'm realizing that that camera in my face is not going to work out. So sorry, because I really wanted you to see that. So what I'm doing is I'm just alternating the colors and I'm pouring the white as I need to as that batter is rising up. And then we're going to go ahead and finish it off here in a second and then begin the swirl. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I redid this entire process utilizing a different technique, and I ended up getting a completely different result. And so as of right now, as I'm editing this video, I realize that my hand is literally in the view of the swirl. And so basically I'm making small circular motions, incorporating the white into the color, and then I'm going to make one larger circular pattern around the entire thing. And the idea for this particular pattern is that it looks something like this. This is a great technique, and I saw another soaper do this particular technique on YouTube, but in a much smaller container. And so doing it in 12 inches posed a little bit of a problem, but hopefully everything stays true to the form, and we can see what it looks like right now. It is now the next day, roughly about 24 hours later, and we get to cut into this and take a little peek. And so this is the very bottom of the mold. And right from the beginning, I can see a couple of areas that I thought maybe the next time I do this, I'll tweak the way that I did a little bit. And so the pole that I was using, I think could have gone a little bit further to the bottom, but I'm not that entirely disappointed with the way that it came out. I thought that it was kind of neat. I wish I would have had more color, like more white introduced into the colors. The micas did fade a tiny little bit, but that's okay. I'm not entirely worried about that. But this is what technique 1 looked like. Let's go ahead and take a look at technique number 2. Now, what I did differently was I actually doubled the amount of gold, green, and red. So those should be a little more vibrant. And by the time I did this, I built a divider. So I'm putting the divider in there. And right now I'm filling it about half up with white. And instead of pouring each color independently, I'm going to put them all in the funnel, and I'm going to do kind of a modified in the pot swirl by giving it a couple tosses and then folding it into itself. And then I'm just going to take that entire batter and pour it onto the left side. And so that's what that's going to look like. And so right now I've got my white on the right, just like before, and my colors, which is green, red, and gold, on the left. And we're going to fill that up until we don't have any more batter. I'm going to pull that right out of the center, and I'm going to go ahead and begin the swirl. Now, I did the swirl a little differently, and with this swirl, you're able to see it a little better. Each circle I did about 4 times. So before I moved on to a slightly bigger swirl, I did that smaller swirl 4 times, and then the second one 4 times, and then I went a little bit wider. I did that 4 times, and then I went a little bit wider, just like that, until I finally encompassed the entire circle, and then I went around the entire edge roughly about 4 times, giving hopefully what's going to be like a rimmed look to each one of these soaps whenever they come out. So this particular soap, I'm using Honeysuckle scent, and it did cause the batter to trace a little faster than I expected. The other one, the one at the beginning of the video, I used Gardenia. Both of those are from soapgoods.com. All right, and so this is what the end result of technique number 2 yielded. And let me know what you think. Did you like the way the first one looked? Was that one better? Or did you like this one, the way the second one looked? Because you could kind of see, once you sort of put them side by side, you have two completely different looks. They both smell amazing. Both of those fragrances are incredibly strong, so less is more when it comes to stuff like that. But you have this really cool gradient sort of coloring, almost like you're looking at a color swatch with this particular style as you go from green to red to gold, or in this case yellow. It still did fade just a tiny little bit, but let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which one did you like? Did you like version 1 or version 2? And I'm curious as to what this might have looked like in a gel phase, but using buttermilk, it's kind of complicated to put a soap through gel phase because they tend to get really hot, causing potential glycerin rivers, and you don't want that. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any comments, and I'd love to hear from you, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share. If you're new here, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. We welcome you to our family, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.